The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Take advantage of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning's HVAC Black Friday specials and save up to $1,500 on a furnace and AC combo or $1,000 on a new boiler. Check out the hottest deals in town all through November at standardheating.com.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show Backtracks Edition.
The micro penis. What a terrible thing.
Do you guys know anybody that I'm sure they don't go out and say, hey, by the way, I'm Jeff, and I have a micro penis.
Well, I think a lot of my teachers had it. No.
I know somebody.
Yeah, I do too.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a confirmed, by that I mean like the definition of a micro penis.
I believe. So I guess I didn't stare at it, but I experienced it.
Yeah,
so
I thought you had told us in the past that you dangled with one.
Yeah.
Can you give us a ballpark, pun intended?
I mean, it had to be. I know women are bad with measurements, but standing up tall, it's
Do you mean
excited.
erect?
Yeah,
Ashley,
I didn't know if I could say
Ashley,
erect.
men are bad with measurements.
Yeah.
Women are probably fairly accurate.
So look,
Probably 2 inches.
2 inches erect.
Yeah. I thought something was wrong. I was like, what is going on?
Oh, did you at first
here?
take it personally? Is this not?
Yeah, I was like, is this not working? And I was like, no, it's working. Okay.
Did they say something? I think I'd preface it. I preface mine with that, and I don't have the definition of micro penis. But listen, you're not going to be impressed. I wish there's something I could do about
You've
it.
never actually said that.
I think I have, actually.
No, you haven't. In the throes of passion,
No,
right
before the throes of passion.
Well, but
maybe
wait a minute now.
well, I'll throw it out there in where it would work, right? Meaning a conversation about penises, and I might throw out there, yeah, there's nothing to be impressed here.
Okay, wait a minute. So it's not a situation where the making out, we were just talking about this term the other day. Was it necking? Anyway, you're playing around with a gal, kissing, touching. You're headed towards what likely will be a full-on sexual encounter. It's not in that situation, like at the halfway point, do you say, oh, just for the record, before I haul this out, you're not going to be impressed. You're saying you've told them about it before any fondling and...
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
It's not a part of your foreplay?
No. Really? Are you ready to be disappointed?
That's very interesting.
But yeah, I've never... have anybody here ever... How do I phrase this? Okay, I think I can say this. Has anybody here ever heard the "is it in yet" thing?
Oh, no.
Okay,
No.
me neither.
No, I have, Josh, yes.
Kind of
solidarity.
I was playing the odds. I thought there's 4 guys here, maybe.
I've
Maybe
said
one.
it before on accident.
You
Oh, you
said
have?
what? Is it in
Yeah.
yet? So Josh, I'm fascinated by this, and I don't think you have any reason to bring this up to a woman in any situation. Your penis is fine.
Well, it's nice of you to say. I mean,
Okay.
you don't have to say that.
Okay. But are you saying that you've brought this up even without any hint of possible sexual activity?
Correct.
Really? So just
Or-
casual conversation?
Yeah, it's not like a normal move, but I have done it once or twice with somebody I was quite certain it was going to lead to that.
Oh, okay. So you were certain it was going to lead to that.
Yes.
That was my question.
Yeah. Not just like...
Was it just an icebreaker?
Well, you guys know what I mean. I mean, you're getting to know a woman. Where are you from? How did you grow up?
and I didn't just I was going to say insert this inappropriately. It was like the conversation made sense.
Okay.
To throw something out.
I understand. So, but you were sure there's going to be sexual activity between the three of us.
As sure as you can be.
Right. Okay.
My favorite color is blue. I have a small penis.
That's great. You just run down a list.
Right.
Hey, I told you.
I did throw it in there.
And if it's a movie, you see a flashback. It's like, okay, he technically did, but that wasn't very
Shyamalan
clear.
movie.
Yeah.
But you've never had the situation where the clothes are firing off. Here we go. And we've never had sex. And then you say, hey, lady, just so you know, once I get this out, don't expect to call your mother. Right, so you never had that last minute information before you.
Right.
It's been part of a conversation. That's very interesting to me. Tell you what, I'm not trying to be cute here, but you got balls. That's not meant to be a joke. The fact that you will throw that in and make it part of a conversation, most guys, I think most guys would struggle with the courage to talk about it more than they would struggle with the courage just to get it out. And deal with the consequences later. So you're a courageous guy.
I'd rather manage expectations.
Fair enough, and that's shows your smarts, I guess.
What do they always say? Under promise, over deliver.
There you go.
That's the lifestyle I want to lead.
Yeah, Josh. The guys that I've been with that joke around with that kind of stuff have been the best guys, too.
Meaning what?
Yeah, the cocky ones or the shy ones that aren't can't joke around about their penis size or something like that. Those fun little digs they take at themselves. They're usually the funnest people in bed.
You're talking about the guys that just own it and aren't insecure about it.
Exactly.
Well, I can tell you there's at least one exception to that rule, and you're looking at it.
Josh, I think you got grit.
One of these days, Wapple, we're going to make love.
Yeah.
And then you give me an honest assessment.
Gonna steal the Wilds logo slogan from the playoffs.
I bet you don't have anything close to a micro penis, Cubby.
Yeah, I'm not close to a micro penis, but it's not anything impressive.
I've heard stories, and they've all been positive. So the micro penis. What a terrible thing. Josh knows this. I can be vengeful.
I don't think you're vengeful.
Oh, well, maybe I don't know the definition of vengeful.
You're not a payback guy.
Okay, then maybe I misunderstood. I guess where I should go with this. There are certain people that I truly hate.
Yes.
Okay.
And you might wish negative things upon, almost hilariously at times.
I will wish negative things on my enemies. We've I think, little to no fault of our own, Josh and I have gained some enemies over the years together. Oh, by the way, the key to a happy life is to know your enemy. But anyway, we've gained some enemies. You know that I do truly hate some of these people.
Yes.
Maybe that doesn't make me vengeful. Maybe I misused that word, but...
Yeah, you're not vengeful.
Right.
You're hateful. And there's times where... something will happen and be like, I know that guy's a jerk, but that's too bad. And you're like, I wish worse happened. I wish that would have turned out worse.
Yes.
And that's cracked me up many times.
Yeah. Some of our enemies have had some issues in their life, and Josh has said, as big of a dickhead as that guy is, that's too bad. And I have no problem just up and saying, had it coming. But where I'm going with this is, as much as I hate some people, I don't think I'd even wish a micro penis upon them. After learning more about this, I think when we first heard about the micro penis, very funny. And then you read about the real experiences these guys have.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I mean, I will wish certain things on my enemies, death, pain. I don't think I'd wish a micro penis on them.
There's probably some people in the world that deserve a micro penis or worse, but I hear what you're saying.
Reddit, the Ask Me Anything page, recently featured a dude who says he's hauling around a micro penis and talking about how he operates. Specifically, how he breaks the news about his size issue with his sexual partners.
What would you guys do if you had a micro penis? And then actually, a follow-up to you, what would you want a guy to do? Maybe actually let's start with you. Would you want a guy to give you a heads up, or...
You love him.
Give a heads up and then have the other options of what we're going to do instead of using your penis.
Like a Sibian or something like that?
Yeah, there are other things you can do.
Yeah, I'd be like, well...
yeah, but those other things aren't that fun.
Maybe make a joke
I'm too lazy for
those. How you're better with your mouth anyway. I don't know. You have to be really good at oral at that point.
And I'm sure that's the case. But so but specifically, would you want to know ahead of time?
Yeah.
You would for sure want to know.
Absolutely.
Okay. And what would you guys do?
I have an answer.
I definitely would give them a head time.
I would too.
I'd have to.
Oh, would I give the female a heads up?
I'd put it on a card and I'd hand her a business card.
That'd be fun.
Josh Pitney, micro penis.
Josh pulls out a whole PowerPoint presentation.
Isn't it interesting how we can't, when we're having a conversation about penises, and in this case it's specifically micro penises, we can't avoid the, are they puns? No.
Yeah.
Heads up.
I know.
Ashley called somebody cocky. I told Josh he had balls. Sorry for all that. That's not intentional. Would I give a woman a heads up ahead of time? Absolutely. And in the long run, if I had the money, I'd get an operation.
Yeah, if they were more safe. I just read a story. It was actually from a while ago, but it was presented as if it were new, about a guy who died during one of those procedures. And this was 2017, I think.
Okay. That sucks, but I think I'd take the risk after reading about the specifics of what a micro penis is and reading about this guy here who just, it's miserable. I think I would take the risk. And it's cute how some of you are like, well, there are other things you can do. Look, but there's nothing like the good old-fashioned back and forth, for Christ's sake.
It's not the same.
And you guys know that I'm disgusted by the idea of providing a woman oral sex. So that's all cute that, well, you can do other things. Hey,
Yeah, overall,
that's not going to keep me for very long.
if I was with somebody for long enough, I would eventually be like, all right, like I'm missing something here. Like sadly, something would be missing from our sex life.
I want to be pinballing back and forth like a sewing machine, Josh.
I know you do. I would
like to go real fast.
So,
like a rabbit.
Yeah.
get this done. It would suck. Like, hey, I heard you got an HJ last night. No, it was more like a forefinger and a thumb. That would suck.
Reading about this guy.
Well, you can't even help it.
So I don't even think I'd wish it on my worst effing enemy.
See, I don't even think I could do any surgeries down there.
But
I bet if you had a micro penis,
if you're in that situation, you'd think differently. What do you think? I want to get in line to have my penis carved up with knives? And what do they use? They use
lightsabers.
They use fire, and they use
tiger blood,
lasers, and whatnot. You think I want? But if you were in that situation, like I just mentioned, if I was in that situation, I think it'd be worth the risk. Did you read about this guy?
You know what else? We got to change the name. Don't call it a micro penis. I mean, that's just a funny sounding thing.
What are we calling it?
Let's call that a regular penis. Or just a penis.
Okay.
Unique.
This guy here
with a unicorn of a penis there.
It's terrible.
There is a weenus. You can't call it a weenus. Did you guys know there's a weenus? It's the extra skin on your elbow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, I had a buddy that would go, "Hey, I'm touching your weenus." That's how I knew.
Yeah.
So, in case you don't know, then we got to get the hell out of here shortly. And here you go.
Shortly.
Right. See what I mean?
There's nothing you
can't avoid it. His penis is only 1/4 of an inch when it's flaccid. And when it's ready to party, I think it's around, I don't know, where is it? Is it in here somewhere? 2 inches? Mm-hmm. It's terrible.
I was surprised we had talked about, the flaccid thing, that more guys are showers than growers. I would have thought it would have been completely opposite.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, wait a minute. I misunderstood what you said. More guys are showers than growers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have thought that would have been the opposite, but this poor guy, he addresses the problem in the beginning stages of his relationships with women. So good for him. Kind of like Cubby, who, again, you're not in this group, but yet you're self-conscious enough to where you have brought it up a time or two. Good for you. Like I said, I think less guys have the courage for that than the courage just to bring it out and hope for the best. And this guy, he talks about the embarrassment. Even when he brings it out and a woman is supportive, he can tell she's just being nice. Here we go. People ask him, why don't you just find other ways to pleasure your partners? And like I said, that would suck, to even be asked that. I'll tell you why, because I don't want to. I want to have sex, for Christ's sake. He says because his tiny penis kills the mood, he's never even made it past second base, he says. So, sure, people ask him, can't you just do other things? Well, apparently his mini dong is just kills the vibe, and it comes to a screeching halt. He's embarrassed in the bedroom. He's embarrassed at the locker room. He can't go to the pool, the beach. He can't even take a whiz at work. He feels funny about taking a whiz bang, just in case one of his bros walks in and goes, no, thank you, I don't smoke, or something like that. You know what I mean?
Didn't even think of that. Oh, this poor guy.
Unbelievable. Horrible. He was asked about an operation, and he says, well, it costs a lot, and then there is a risk. He doesn't think it sounds right for him.
I could see the hesitation. I mean,
Yeah.
Shoot, I'm tempted now, but in that situation, I think there'd be more temptation. And I can still see, your special purpose.
The special damn purpose.
Are you guys comfortable with someone seeing you flaccid?
Yeah, doesn't bother me.
Sure.
Geez Louise, again playing the odds.
Dang, I should have read you that time.
Today's not the day for me to buy a lottery ticket. God dang it, you guys really are.
Hey, if I was a guy, I probably wouldn't be.
I'll never, ever. No, you cannot.
Because I'm not going to, everyone I've ever seen, even if it's just like crazy big, I'm like,
It kind of looks funny.
Penis.
I'm sorry, what?
Every penis I've seen,
They're
like
gross.
Flaccid. Yeah, I'm just like, that's a penis. Like,
I don't like that you said everyone that I've seen.
well, I mean, like, it doesn't matter if one has been better than the other. It's just they all kind of are just, all right.
As you know, Josh, I mean, some days are better than others.
Oh, absolutely. There's days I'm like, whose penis is this? This isn't the one I'm used to.
So it's not every single time I've walked naked in front of a woman that I thought, huh? Look at this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not every time, but I'm confident enough to where doesn't really concern me. What were we talking about? Penises.
While you're thinking more anxiety than Hair Jesus text in, he said, I avoid letting my girlfriend see my flaccid wiener at all costs. LOL.
See, I don't think it's that serious.
Hey,
I've been married over 15 years, and my wife has never seen it in that state.
Dude, what?
Never.
My boyfriend will just like walk up in the room completely naked, and I'm like, all right, penis.
I know, and it's annoying. I've asked him not.
The
I'm
old
glad
lady
he does that to you, too, because he does it to me.
15 years, she's never seen it in its natural state.
No.
No kidding. I love you.
Yeah, really, yeah.
You know what we need?
And I support you, and I don't think you should be so self-conscious, especially now that you're ready to crack 50. Who effing
I know.
cares?
A couple years away
Who
from
cares?
that.
She's crazy about you.
And I'm the same about her. I don't know. I just wouldn't do it. No, we need more people on this show because I need an ally. I don't have one. I'm alone. Although, thank you, more anxiety than Hair Jesus. I got a buddy in him.
Yeah, you two can go to brunch together and talk about it.
But you're right. Summer penis right around the corner.
Did you guys know there was a micro penis march in Los Angeles recently?
No, that's good, though.
There was a march in Los Angeles to stop shaming people with small penises. Well, good for them. There's a micro penis activist group called Dinky One.
I wonder if there
Really? He couldn't think of a better name?
What are you talking about? What's wrong with Dinky One?
I feel like they're making fun of themselves there.
Well, they're showing that they have a sense of humor. Well, what do you want it to be called, Wobble?
I don't know.
The organization
Something
of
more serious,
Dinky One. They're not gonna be. When they are at an event, they're not going to hand out any T-shirts and raise any awareness if they're called the Organization of Men with Challenging-Sized Dinky One. People are going to grab their tank tops and run it around town and raise awareness.
I wonder if there are guys
Raise awareness. See, I can't even.
I wonder if there are guys at that parade though that were like holding, carrying signs, and one like says like, "Hey ladies, I'm just here to support the cause. I'm good though. In case, you want to hang out."
Yeah, guys will. So there you go.
Their signs must have
sounds
been
horrible.
so small.
Pardon me?
Their signs must have been so small.
They're serving baby carrots.
Cocktail weenies.
It's good though that they have the cocktail weenies. It's good that they have the dating site. Like that.
Oh, there's a dating site?
Yeah, there's for gentlemen who are in this situation.
Oh, well, there you go.
And you know what? Maybe there's women that appreciate that.
Oh,
I'd
maybe there's
imagine
a kink?
There probably is a kink, or just like, hey, I'm that.
A kink,
regular intercourse doesn't do it for me, anyways.
Dudes.
There are women who have really shallow, smaller vaginas. So
Yeah, they're out there.
they'd be perfect. They'd be a perfect match.
They would be
Your
a perfect-
vagina is so shallow; it just looks down upon everybody. Just cares about aesthetics.
I totally get it if you're a young guy. You're a young guy. But once you hit a certain age, who effing cares what you look like naked? Who cares about size? Come on.
The half-assed morning show backtracks.
Bet you the Milwaukee Bucks are hoping that no freak injuries happen to their star, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Sounds like he's taken up a new sport during the offseason. The NBA Finals MVP, what a series he had, and what a great player he is.
Yep.
He's taken up a new sport for the first time this offseason, paddle tennis. Anyone ever played?
Paddle tennis.
Is that is that same thing as pickleball?
It's got obviously similar. There are some similarities to pickleball. It says here paddle tennis is similar to regular tennis, but it has some slight differences, a smaller court and a lower net.
That sounds like pickleball.
Okay, I'd have to see it. I think we'd all have to see it to really tell the difference.
Is it played with is it played with a wiffle ball, or is it played with a tennis ball?
Doesn't mention that in here, Randy Shaver.
Okay.
Paddle tennis balls are depressurized tennis balls made of rubber.
Okay.
So they might remind you of ping pong balls, it says.
Oh, really? Yeah, because they look like little tennis balls.
Well, here's the deal. The point is, now he's so in love with it after playing it once, he's thinking of installing a paddle tennis court in his backyard. And the reason I bring it up is I love his tweet. He sent out this tweet that says, "I just played paddle tennis for the first time. You don't want this smoke."
He's a funny dude.
He is. I would like to try pickleball. I keep hearing these stories.
I just learned how to play about 2 weeks ago.
How did you do?
You know what? It's very fun. I did okay. I've still got a lot to learn about it, and the good part is when you get to be a certain age, there's not a lot of running involved.
Right.
There's a little bit of you get good exercise, but you're not killing yourself. How about that? I guess
that's exactly that's exactly why I am interested in. I still haven't seen it played. I don't have any idea really what it is. Aside from the obvious, it's kind of like tennis.
Well, how about you come over to my place and we'll match up against each other?
I would love to. You've got
and I'll teach you how to play.
What, you've got like a court at your house?
I have courts in the neighborhood that I live in.
Oh, I would absolutely love that.
We have 6 pickleball courts.
I would absolutely love that.
Well, let's do that because it'd be fun.
Send me a text, whatever date works for you.
Okay.
And the reason why it's appealing is kind of what Randy was just saying. It sounds like you get a little exercise, but it won't kill you. I've got an uncle who's 66 years old who loves it, and if that sumbitch can play, then I certainly can probably handle it for an hour or two. And I was always actually pretty damn good at tennis and ping pong, so I think I could do some damage.
Yep. That'd be fun. I will do that.
Yeah, let me know.
When are you sober?
So Monday mornings? Well, no, that's not fair. Yeah, I'm hungover on Monday morning. I don't usually get too crazy on Wednesdays. Holler at me. Just holler at me. Here's a listener texted in saying, "I played pickleball in treatment."
Oh, really?
Well, I wasn't going to tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, it was an intervention plan for you
It was
then.
an intervention, yes.
Over at the Hazeltine
I wanted it to be a surprise.
pickleball court.
Tell him, hey, Randy Shaver, you better pack a lunch. If you think you're dragging me into spin dry, you better pack a lunch. This listener says, I played pickleball in treatment, and that crap is violent. They call it violent.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Well, I think so.
I just Googled, as I've been looking at pictures, I've seen it played, and I've been looking at these pictures, and the Google images, I don't see anybody like under the age of 50 playing pickleball, you know?
That's correct.
Yeah. I mean, that's not like an insult. That's just, it looks like it's kind of like a sport for, people that don't want to move around too much anymore, like you said,
That's
Randy.
exactly what it is. Yep.
Pickleball.
But it's good exercise. It's deceiving as to when you look at it, you think, oh, you're not going to get much exercise doing that, but actually you do. So
drink every 5 points. How do we incorporate beer drinking into this?
I'm sure you'll figure out a way.
We put solo cups full of beer on the end lines, and if I knock yours over, you got to slam a beer, that kind of a thing. Is this true? Maybe a little Wapple research is in order. Pickleball, says a listener, was invented by two hippies and their dog named Pickle.
Oh, that's what they call it, pickleball.
That's cute.
We're going to have Wapple look that up. Here's a listener saying, I played a version of pickleball with Josh Mama.
Come on, man.
I don't know why they always do.
Jeez.
Oh, a listener's asking me, will I play in flip-flops? What kind of footwear should I be prepared for?
I suppose you could play in flip-flops if you wanted to. I would suggest that you wear some sort of a tennis shoe, but that's your call.
I do everything else in flip-flops. I'll try it.
I'm sure you do.
Because I don't like shoes. I don't like tennis. Especially don't like tennis
I don't know if I've ever seen you with shoes on.
Yeah, I don't like tennis shoes.
So that would be a new for me.
I don't understand socks and tennis shoes. I think I would I would go crazy if I walked around in my life wearing socks and tennis shoes. I don't understand it.
I mean, you certainly can show up with no sleeves if you want to.
Well, that's all I got.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice in that matter.
Right.
Now, we have listeners warning us. Randy, I've received 2 separate text messages from listeners who tore their Achilles playing pickleball.
Jeez.
Well, you can do that. I mean, here's the thing about being a certain age and wanting to. Your brain tells you you can do all that.
Right.
Your body tells you, nope, not quite. I can see how that would happen. Especially if you're like a former athlete who, you've been active your whole life, and then you get to be a certain age and you start playing pickleball and you think, oh, this is going to be easy. And you get rambunctious. I can see how you can do that. Absolutely.
Does that kind of thing ever happen to you in the sack?
In the sack?
Yeah, you're trying to pull off some. You don't even attempt those. No, okay, I'm just asking.
No, I do a lot of warm-ups before that.
Smart.
I never want to pull something. Yeah, yeah.
Squats.
Oh, yes.
Before you get
sure.
Because, the same thing would apply to older men in the bedroom, I would imagine. Hey, let's do that, honey. That trick we did when we were on vacation in Cancun. Let me tell tearing tendons and things.
Watch my hamstring roll up my leg.
Oh. What is this now? My dad blew an ACL playing pickleball.
Again, but you can blow an ACL doing anything.
Well, of course you can. You can blow an ACL crossing the room if you're a certain age.
Yeah. Who was that twin that slipped on the ice? The Twins rookie prospect this year.
Oh, I don't know.
Can't remember his name, but.
Wapo, what'd you find out about the invention of pickleball?
It was invented by a successful businessman, Bill Bell, and Congressman from Washington, Joel Pritchard.
That's boring. Let's go with the hippie and the dog named Pickle.
I like that, too.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Royce Lewis. He slid on some ice, and that's why he had to have the reconstructive knee surgery.
I missed that story.
Man, I missed the entire season this year.
Now, this is really interesting. People are texting in saying they played pickleball in high school.
Oh,
I never heard of it.
That's how my oldest, Ryan, taught me how to play, and they used to play in gym class in high school.
Yeah.
So it's been around a while.
I only heard of it like maybe 2 years ago.
I'm with you, Cubby.
If even. Maybe it was even less than that.
Hadn't heard about it. You guys, do you want to hear again about how me and Big Al dominated in badminton in 1986 at Wayzata West Junior High School? Do you want to hear again about me and Big Al?
Yes.
I mean, we dominated. And we weren't afraid to talk a little trash either.
You? No.
Badminton, tennis. Oh, I'm gonna be awesome at this pickleball. You know, the cat falling from the upper deck at the college football game, only to be rescued by fans below using an American flag as a life net, really is an awesome video and an awesome moment. I think I've watched it a dozen times. Talking about how you could blow an ACL or an MCL or tear an Achilles. You don't have to be playing pickleball for these things, not necessarily, or any other athletic sport. It can just happen. I like this story from Northside Front Load Jesus, who says, hell no, you don't need pickleball to blow out an ACL. I'm picturing, this got me laughing because I'm picturing my dad or my brother pulling off something like this. Northside Front Load Jesus says, my brother stood up from cutting a deer and blew out his ACL.
Oh, gosh.
He was cutting a deer and he takes a step and he stepped into a hole. You should have heard that sumbitch scream, says Northside Front Load. Okay, maybe I'm the only one who enjoys other people's misery to that level.
No, not at all. I had a buddy who slipped on ice outside the CC Club after I had offered to give him a ride because he was like, no, I'm going to go to the next bar. And I was sober. I'm like, I'm going home. And I'm like, it's on the way, man. He goes, no, I'm fine. Takes one step into the street, slips, tears his ACL.
Oh, no.
Never got it fixed either. He's just rolling around with one ACL now.
Half-assed morning show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act, they're a nuisance.
93X.
Did you know that Standard Heating has over 700 years of combined experience in the heating business? Now that's a lot of brain power. Hi, Corey here. As the call center manager at Standard, I'm proud to be able to work for a company that provides top solutions and experiences for our customers. Ashley, tell us more.
Take advantage of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning's HVAC Black Friday specials and save up to $1,500 on a furnace and AC combo or $1,000 on a new boiler. Check out the hottest deals in town all through November at standardheating.com.
It could be information to change your life forever. Or the Something You Should Know podcast could just be something interesting.
Herb Cohen is one of the all-time legendary great sales trainers and negotiators. And he has some advice that will help you negotiate better. Make the other person feel superior and smarter than you. Care, but don't care too much. If you don't like the deal, walk away and see if the deal doesn't get better instantly.
Something You Should Know, wherever you listen.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks Edition.
It is going to be cold for you tonight. It's cold this morning. When I woke up this morning, you know, I was all snuggled up next to my sister, and I said to her, I said, I don't want to get out of bed. It's so cold.
I've never been more jealous in my entire life of both of you, your sister and yourself.
Everyone knows Josh is the one who sleeps with my sister, not me. I'm referring to a little story Josh found out about a gal who sleeps with her brother, I guess.
Yeah, this one's a little creepy.
They snuggle all up next to each other. What do you think about that, Smash? Like getting all snuggled? Ooh.
No.
No?
Yep, huge no on that one.
I'd rather freeze to death.
Yep.
Here's the whole story. This gal said that she sleeps with her brother, and the pair snuggle to keep warm. Snuggle. I'm not a snuggler, but I have a pretty good idea what that means. And now this gal's boyfriend caught her in bed with her own brother.
Oh, Jesus.
And he's pissed, and he's accusing her of cheating on him with her brother.
Okay.
That is creepy.
Yeah.
And I don't know, do they got like a furnace or something they could maybe...
I was going to say, is she on Venmo? Can I pay her to buy a space heater, you know?
Although I will tell you this, my goal this winter is to have the heat turned down so low the gas company calls the cops for a welfare check. That's my plan.
I want to go the other way.
It's so expensive. I'm trying to spend as little as possible on it. I'm not going to let them win. Not big gas.
I want to have it turned up so high that I'll set some kind of a record. But this is the whole story. She didn't give her name or anything. She's 20. Her brother is 26, and she says that the two of them have an unusual bond. It sounds unusual.
I would say so.
Although, wait a minute. didn't we once know a guy whose girlfriend accused him of banging his dog?
Oh.
Or is that the liquor talking?
That's, I don't know about banging, but.
Oh.
Well, his sister.
His sister.
It was a sister thing, and also there was something else about the dog.
Yeah, both.
Yeah. It wasn't a sexual relationship with the dog, but there was questions about he and his sister.
Right. Thank you. Right. I think she threw the dog in as a cheap shot during an argument, but I think she did legitimately accuse her boyfriend of banging his own sister.
And she had some strong points.
I was on her side for a stretch of time. Yeah.
There's a few things that were tough to ignore.
Right. You're right. We're not saying she was completely ridiculous in that accusation. So here's back to this gal who sleeps with her brother. Her brother recently came to stay with her. It was a chilly evening. So they decided to share a bed, and to keep warm, they snuggled up to each other under the covers. The boyfriend shows up, and he's furious. The woman insisted it was normal in her family. There's nothing going on here sexual. This is normal for our family.
Well, your family's weird.
Oh!
I told you guys before, I knew a guy, a former neighbor of mine, who he had, I think, 3 brothers. And what they would do is they'd make this little train where each person, they'd sit between each other's legs, and they would massage the person in front of them, and eventually the engine would become the caboose, and then so on and so on and so on as they move up the chain there.
So the whole family sitting in some kind of a line, massaging each other.
Yeah, picture like you're on the old Enterprise at the at Valley Fair.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you got your kind of, or you're, in any log chute.
Right.
Somebody's kind of sitting in between your legs there.
Right.
And that's how they would sit on the floor. They'd watch TV together, and then they'd each massage each other's shoulders.
Come on, that's effing disturbing.
I mean, so when I knew him, he was mid-20s, and they were still doing it. And he was the youngest of his brothers.
Something ain't right there.
It's a little odd.
Yeah, I'm really glad my family isn't like that.
We did those in high school, but it was always, like boy, girl, boy, none of us were related.
Boy, that's even weird to me there.
I can probably count on one hand how many hugs I've gotten in my lifetime from a family member.
Yeah, me too.
It's just not a thing. We don't do that. Anyway.
I was actually just talking about that with my kids the other day. I think my dad maybe hugged me twice in my entire life.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm not saying that's the right way to go.
No,
I'm just saying that's how it was for me.
There are
I get all the hugs.
Some families just are they cannot stop with the. And I think a lot of us know that if you peek behind the curtain, it's a total disaster.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, here's this gal in bed with her brother. Boyfriend comes home. They both knew he was coming home, the boyfriend. He's not happy. She says this. He starts saying how this is basically cheating. He asked if we had sex. Did you guys have sex?
Oh, I wouldn't even want to ask. I wouldn't want to know. I would just turn around and leave.
He asked if they were in an incestuous relationship. And I love this part. Remember, she's 20. She said, that is absolutely disgusting and mega inappropriate.
I'm having people text me say if they were siblings, they'd make movies about it.
Oh.
Is that true? Can you find videos of step-siblings doing this?
Upside down and sideways, Cubby. The boyfriend has refused to see this young lady's side of the story, and now they're not on speaking terms.
Boy, I don't know. I try not to judge other people's lifestyles, but putting myself in that boyfriend's shoes, that'd be a tough one to get past.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be tough.
I think I would just be so weirded out by the sight of my girlfriend in a snuggle position with her brother under the covers.
Oh, I can't even imagine that. I'm like picturing my husband with his sister right now, like snuggling, and I want to throw up.
I don't even know if I'd want to get in on that, unless I'm the little spoon.
Oh, I think at first I would think I was being messed with. I would think it was a joke.
Definitely.
because that is so beyond anything I would imagine. So this gal turned to the internet for advice. Why wouldn't you, right? That's where you're going to get all the good stuff. This was a Reddit type of a post. One Redditor said, I think it's a little weird for an adult brother and sister to snuggle, but the boyfriend is definitely the a-hole for throwing a fit and accusing them of incest.
No, he's not.
I mean, it's reasonable to ask, is it not? I mean,
hell yes, it's reasonable to
I'd have
ask.
some questions.
That'd be the first thing that went through my head is, all right, this...
What did I miss a few minutes before this?
Yup.
I'm sure the guy probably shouldn't, if he kicked a chair over and had some kind of a pissy adult temper tantrum, sure. But that's not the focal point of this story, I don't think.
I want to know, how it led up. Did they just look at each other and they were like, hey, yeah, you want to go cuddle in bed?
Well, I have some information on that.
Okay.
Brother shows up at sister's place. She was still in bed. It was early in the morning, and he said, if you're not getting out of bed, at least let me get in there with you because it's cold and I'm sleepy. And she did say earlier in the story they have an unusual bond. What's the other sentence in here? Something about her family does this? I lost it now.
Well, she said it was normal in her family.
Normal in her family.
Boy, I would have loved to have been a fly in the wall in the bathroom when the brother and sister took a shower together and talked about this afterwards.
We've covered it many times on this show. There's some families who we all know where the closeness, especially the touching and the kissing and the hugging and the however you described your buddy's situation, the family choo-choo train. It's just bizarre. I don't get it.
I do wish my family was closer, but I mean, just we'd stop well short of this, I think.
The cuddling or the choo-choo train?
Both.
Okay.
The story that I heard that gave me the highest level of the creeps about family closeness was a gal friend of mine said she was going to visit her girlfriend. And, one of those deals where you walk in the house, hello, anybody here? Hello. She can't find her friend. She found her friend up in her bedroom, and her friend and her friend's father were sitting on the bed together. Her friend has her T-shirt pulled up to expose her entire back. And as a matter of fact, according to this gal who told me the story, there was a hell of a lot of side boobs swinging around. That's how much of her back was. And her dad was giving her a back massage. And she said, I'll be with you in a minute. My back hurts. And my dad showed up to give me a back massage. And she said, Yoki dokie. I'll be downstairs.
I guess somebody just tuned in and they caught the tail end of that brother and sister cuddling story, and they had a question. They said, where in Wisconsin was this story?
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry, I missed it.
Here's a listener. What if they were sisters?
I don't know. That's still pretty close. I mean, maybe that's... I would still... if I caught my wife cuddling with her sister, I might think it was a little weird.
No, I think that's completely different.
Well, wait, really?
Yeah.
Even though they're grown folks, 20s, 30s, you're completely cuddled up, spooning your sister into next week under the covers together. You slept together.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's more normal for girls, though, I guess. I mean, still to this day when I have, sleepovers, granted they're my friends, we have no issue, sharing a bed or cuddling.
How many of us have them?
Friends. I mean, I would agree that girls do have different, there's plenty of times. I can't remember what we were watching. My wife and I were watching something, and there was a couple of girls. Oh, I know what it was. We were watching something, and one of the girls was having a rough day, and she kind of cuddled up into her friend's arms on a park bench. And I told my wife, I can't imagine meeting a friend ever doing something like that.
Nick and Josh on a bench in the park.
Okay, I could kind of imagine that.
Yeah.
But, with
cute scene.
With most people, I couldn't see just getting into the, underneath one of my friend's arms as they console me through a tough time.
Yeah, I'd probably still cuddle up with my mom.
Yeah, it is. It's different. You're right.
Yeah.
Women sisters, things like that. They have a little bit of a different vibe going.
While I agree with you that it is a different type of relationship, I still would think it was weird.
I would too.
Understandable.
I'm not saying I would have a temper tantrum or anything at the sight of it, but I would probably pull you aside and say, I wouldn't accuse you of having sex with your sister, but I would think, like Josh, I would think it was weird, and I'd probably ask a couple of questions.
For example, how long has this been going on, and why was I never invited?
Yeah. I'm not sure what this means. Steel-eyed Jesus said, why go across the street when I can just go down the hall? What the? Oh, you son of a bitch.
Yuck.
I know what he's saying.
Weld's in a suit, Jesus. He pointed something out to me. Wapple is awfully quiet on this topic.
Oh, no!
You guys
Waffle, who has a couple of older sisters. Do you cuddle with your sisters? Tell the truth.
Never.
Do you come from one of those families who's weirdly close?
Nope.
Well, you are like the baby.
What do you
are you
mean,
the baby
nope?
in the family, Wapple?
Yeah, I'm the baby.
See, I feel like that kind of changes things.
The baby.
Wait, so I'm the baby in the family, so I'll sleep with my sisters?
No, I mean, I don't know.
I think that's what she's saying.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly.
I see where she's going.
Yeah, that's what you meant.
Dots there.
And to be clear, at least for me, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's a little weird.
A little weird. This is funny. A texter says, if my dad comes in for a hug, I'm going to drop him on that stack of dimes he calls a neck. Boom!
I would be confused. I mean, my dad has passed many years ago, but like if he came in to give me a hug, I'd wonder, oh no, what's going on?
Who died?
Yep, somebody's dead.
At my school, I remember we did have a stepbrother and stepsister that were just smooth getting it on every night.
What?
Now let me ask you this:
What?
At what age did they become siblings?
Like middle school.
Okay, so a little older.
So it was like, I think we're probably like 13, 14 or something like that.
Oh, so that's right around
horny
hormones
time.
are going crazy.
They were giz-is-etting it is on?
Yeah.
Was that one of those things like the girl with the hot dog that every school has that rumor? Do you think it was?
No, they would talk about it.
Oh.
Oh, my
Okay,
goodness.
they shouldn't have been doing that.
I mean, I don't think it was like they weren't getting on the intercom at the school and like announcing it, but
They were dating then?
Yeah, they were kind of like dating
And living together. What a setup, man.
And they were just like, yeah, I don't know, like.
Oh, this was Apple Valley. All right.
Well, now,
Makes
wait
sense.
a minute. Everyone put themselves in their 15-year-old bodies. And I don't have to try too hard. I haven't changed much physically since I was 15, right, everybody?
That's right.
Right. Yep.
One of your parents takes a walk. I had that happen. My folks got divorced when I was about 11 or 12. One of your folks takes a walk, and then they hook up. You know, they get a new boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, or husband or wife. And now you've got that blended family, and your mother or father's new husband or wife has a child your same age and someone that you're attracted to. You're 15. Next thing you know, you're under the same roof with this other person your age that you're attracted to? You telling me you wouldn't try to make that happen?
Yes. No.
It's tough.
That's not happening.
No, you're saying no, Wapple.
Yes, that's disgusting.
Dude, yeah, that's like, no, especially if they're married, like that is your brother or sister.
Yeah, that's gross.
Okay,
That's
well,
like
let's say
your
they're
cousin.
not married. They're
It's like your cousin then.
Yeah.
Really?
it's
Am I nuts here? When you're 15, you're not going to try to do something about that?
No. Well, I think there's a difference between thinking about it and then trying something.
Yeah.
I just remember being 15 and old Captain Winky kind of steered everything, you know?
Yeah, oh God, yes he did.
But Captain Winky didn't lead you to a 69 with one of your cousins, right?
But a cousin's actually related. This
Yeah,
is
that's
completely nothing. No.
Well, you're still related.
I'm not relation
no.
whatsoever.
I'm not comparing it to a cousin either.
No, it is weird.
Well, you have
the bottom
cousins by
line.
marriage.
I do?
Well, I'm saying you can have cousins by marriage.
Oh. Well, I mean, I don't know. Am I a sick maniac here or what? I don't think that would be that easy to say no to.
That's a little weird.
I think I could say no pretty easy,
Yep.
especially since you haven't said how hot the person was.
Well, I said that you're attracted to them.
When my buddy.
Yeah, but you don't have to be hot to be attracted to somebody.
Well, no, of course.
When we found out what was happening, I was like, oh dang, I'm kind of jealous. His stepsister was hot.
I'll put it this way. If I knew at 15 I would be a virgin still till I was 24, I'll be a virgin till I'm 24. Dude.
So you're saying if you knew that you would go on a damn near lifetime dry spell,
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
if you could do it all over again, knowing you didn't lose your virginity till 24, then you might have made a run at that stepsister?
Still no.
Still no?
Still no.
I don't believe you.
I can't say definitively whether I would or wouldn't, but I just remember being a teenager and how dumb you are.
Oh,
and
yeah.
how just. I mean, yeah, it's easy to now look back and say, like, oh, there's no way I would do that. But when you're 15, remember
Right.
what it was like when you're that age?
That's what I'm saying.
No. I had like 3 stepbrothers by that time, and no.
You had 3 stepbrothers by that time?
Yes, like out of 5 of my brothers, 3 of them are stepbrothers.
Oh,
And
I don't think I ever knew that.
yeah, it's an absolutely no-go. No-go on that.
Sorry, your stepbrothers are so ugly.
Do you want to die? Do you know what you've just done? It's not. It's not even. Not even just her you have to worry about.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess everybody's different, but if putting myself back at 15 years old, and next thing you know, I got a hot lady my own age living under the same roof, I think I'd have a difficult time, a very difficult time. But there you go.
Well, you're a known horn dog, but it is kind of funny. You seem mad at people who wouldn't make a run at it.
That's insulting.
Well, I don't mean to sound mad. I don't believe that you could just say no to it. I mainly wobble. I don't believe it.
I'd say no pretty fast.
At 15 years old?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm getting texts from people that say they grew up with step siblings, and there are a lot of hell no's coming in.
Yeah, I guess maybe since I was never in that situation, I can't really say, because Ashley obviously has been, and it's a very big hell no from her and from a lot of people in the brother/sisterhood.
Half-assed morning show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act, they're a nuisance.
93X.
Did you know that Standard Heating has over 700 years of combined experience in the heating business? Now that's a lot of brain power. Hi, Corey here. As the call center manager at Standard, I'm proud to be able to work for a company that provides top solutions and experiences for our customers. Ashley, tell us more.
Take advantage of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning's HVAC Black Friday specials and save up to $1,500 on a furnace and AC combo or $1,000 on a new boiler. Check out the hottest deals in town all through November at standardheating.com.
Former Navy SEAL Sean Ryan shares real stories from real people from all walks of life on The Sean Ryan Show.
Tennessee Congressman Tim Burchett, where do the majority of UAP sightings happen?
Yeah, military installations, but I couch that. I mean, if they're going to fly here and check something out, they're going to see where our best and brightest are, I would assume. They asked me about seeing any UFOs in Washington, D.C., and I said, no. I said, there's no intelligent life around here.
The Sean Ryan Show on YouTube or wherever you listen.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks Edition.
Does everyone have their cellular telephone with them?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it charged up enough for you? Or anyone on low battery?
I'm all charged up.
I'm good.
Oh, yeah, I'm keeping it fresh, baby.
Anyone at 69%?
I'm at 91%. Look at that.
I know that Dana's not.
Dana, anyone?
And Dana knows that I'm not. And the reason is because once one of us is, the other one texts the other one, if that makes sense.
You inform each other whenever you've reached 69% battery?
Right.
It's very romantic.
Here's how silly we've become with those godforsaken cellular telephones. A report says that 1 in 8 people suffer anxiety from having a low phone battery.
I couldn't care less. And all my friends know that too. Like, my phone will be dead for like 2 days, and they know just I'm hard to get a hold of.
It kind of depends on the situation.
Yeah, I agree. Like, if you're out at like an event, a concert or something.
Yeah, and you meet up with somebody, or if you've got kids and you're worried about an emergency.
Yep.
Or you need directions.
Yep.
Right, yeah, exactly. You got to use your GPS. That can make a difference. But rarely in that situation.
I got to figure out that GPS. What was I just reading about yesterday? Oh, they're coming out with some new Google Maps thing where it's just off the charts what they can do for you. But I still haven't figured out how to turn any of that stuff on. That GPS sounds slick as hell. So 1 in 8 people will suffer anxiety if their effing battery on their cell phone gets low.
Oh, yeah, you can call me in that group.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You get antsy. You get squirrely.
Yeah. And especially if I know I don't have a charger near me or nearby, it's pretty devastating.
And does some of this come from your need to tweet?
Just to have, I don't know. It's just I just get anxious if I don't have my phone like ready to go or near me or anything like that. So I used to, back before the smartphone batteries used to be a lot worse than they are now. I used to be that guy that would like carry a charger with me in my pocket just in case.
Oh, really?
Hey, it's cool to be that guy, though.
I mean, it seems like they have charger. I mean, the more and more places you go, they have chargers available.
Yeah, they do, which is nice. But yeah.
You know what I want to buy? I want to buy one of those stickers that looks like a cell phone charger, but it's not.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Or maybe, no, it doesn't look like a cell phone charger. It looks like an outlet, but it's not.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those before. Yeah.
That's so funny.
I hear people put them up all over the airport.
Yeah.
And then travelers walk up and try to plug their phone into a damn wall.
I love those videos.
Yeah.
Fish Sticks Jesus wants us to know that his cell phone battery is currently at 69%.
Nice.
It's a little low for 8:30.
Well, maybe he works early like we do.
Wow, mine's at 70, so I'm just going to keep watching until I get there.
Okay, let us know.
Okay.
Out of 2,000 smartphone users were talked to, 6 out of 10 said they couldn't cope with being separated from their phone for a day.
Wow, that's kind of sad.
So again, let's see here. What else do they have for us?
But I mean, truth be told, like if you use your phone for work, that can be anxious. I mean, even around here sometimes, there's things that come up, and if you don't get back relatively quick, people are like, well, what the hell is his problem or her problem?
When I didn't have a smartphone for that about like a year there where I couldn't really afford to buy a new one, that stressed me out when it came to work. Not being
there are
available.
exceptions. There are exceptions. I mean, if we're just talking about jaw-jacking back and forth with our friends, I don't care. I know where they're all going to be any given night anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I know what bars they drink at. I know where they live, so that's not. But sure, for work or you got a kid out of town, you're worried about your kid. Sure, I get some of it. I want an ex-girlfriend of mine from way back. She always thought it was funny that I didn't ask people, "What are you doing tonight?" on the telephone. You know what I mean? And I always said, well, I know where they're going to be. You know, we don't need to communicate that. I know where they're going to be. 55% of people that responded to this poll agreed that their smartphone losing power is a, quote, nightmare scenario.
Yeah, again, that is 100% me.
Okay.
It's not something I'm proud of, but I'm willing to admit that I'm just hopelessly addicted to the thing.
You're kind of a junkie.
Yeah.
You love everything about your cellular device. You play games on it?
I don't really play too. I'm occasionally do crosswords and stuff, but it's more.
You got the Nintendo for that.
Yeah, I got the Nintendo for that. I read books on my phone.
Oh my God, books!
I'm always reading something or checking Twitter or responding to things.
I thought this would be higher. This next statistic: 3 in 10 people claim they never leave the house without their phone. I would figure these days that would be more 10 out of 10.
I totally agree with you.
Mm-hmm. God, I went down to check the mail the other day and didn't have my phone on me, and I started to get a little anxious.
Really? Or is it's that much, huh?
Well, all of a sudden I was like, oh, shoot, did I drop it somewhere? Because it's usually always on me.
That's true.
So then I had to get back upstairs. I saw it. I'm like, oh, thank God.
I got a text that said, never use a strange cell phone charger. It's a great way to get malware.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Uh-huh.
Dang, I use a lot of random people's chargers.
I especially love the bars now that they've either updated. It's a new bar or they've updated their bar so that underneath the bar stool, like on the bar there's an outlet to plug your phone in if you need to. I like that.
Meat Cutter Jesus is checking in. He says he likes it when his battery dies out while he's podcasting this crap.
Wow. All right.
Got aggressive.
No, I like his style.
I like that too. So this is a good I wish Janelle was here for this. Maybe if she's here tomorrow, we can ask her.
Oh, yeah, she'd be perfect for this.
Yeah, I think she'd be in the same boat as you, Dana. Now, if you remember, she has 2 cell phones.
2 phones.
That she's sometimes operating at the same time.
Yep. Yeah. I watch her do it every time she visits us. I watch her operate 2 cellular phones at the same time.
She has cell phone threesomes constantly.
She does.
And she can text on both at the same time. You've watched her do that?
It's nuts. There was a stretch where I had 2 phones for a while, and that was too much.
Why? Work phone and a...
It was a work phone and then a personal phone.
Give me an effing break. That work phone situation must have been miserable.
Mm-hmm.
You must have wanted to kill your work phone.
It was a really nice phone, and they gave it to me for free, so I was okay with it. But having to carry 2, you do look like a douchebag if you pull 2 phones out of your pocket.
I know plenty of people that have to do that, though.
But every time your work phone would ring, you'd know this is going to suck.
This is not going to be fun.
I watched Janelle once in the studio here. She's texting on one phone with her right hand. She's texting on another phone with her left hand, and she bent over and hit send with her nose.
This person says they'd struggle without their phone because that's what they use to stream and then listen between podcasts and Spotify.
Okay.
And they go on to say, without my phone, the only thing I'd have is my thoughts, and those start to scare me after a while.
All right, here you go. 68% of people say they rely on their phones to take pictures.
I'm so bad at that. I always forget that I have a camera on my phone.
What? You just said you take selfies every day.
Well, I mean that's different.
What kind of story are you trying to spin on us?
At events, special occasions, parties, when I'm with my friends, I'm always the one that forgets to take pictures.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
But yet you use it every day to take a picture of yourself.
Yeah.
It's funny because it seems like when they update these new phones, that's one of the biggest selling features, right? They talk about how much they've improved the camera. And that's kept me from needing a new phone because I never take pictures. The only pictures I have on my camera are ones my wife sends me of things she's taken a picture of.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those sometimes too, Dana. Mostly of the kids.
64% of us use our cellular phones to check the time. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
I do.
Bow. Ba-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Jungle Love.
I don't have a watch or anything, so what else am I going to use?
I don't have a watch. 62%. This is me. 62% of us check the weather. I bet I check the weather on my cell phone 5 times a day. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I'm starting to turn to my dad like that. I used to be like, well, who cares? The weather's the weather. Whatever it's going to be, it'll be. And now I find myself like my dad checking the weather all day, every day.
Well, and I'll tell somebody at the bar, oh, God, it's raining in Salt Lake City. Like, what?
When I owned a motorcycle, I would check. Yeah. I mean, that was the only time I ever really checked. And when I landscaped, I would check.
Oh, yeah, when you were landscaping and then you were just doing like a rain dance, just hoping to maybe get a morning off or something.
Yeah, same with when I used to mow lawns, same type of thing. That's when I actually paid attention to the weather.
It's 36 degrees in Door County, Wisconsin right now, if anybody cared.
Are you for reals? Yep. Yeah, was it yesterday where it snowed or the day before and I had no idea it was going to snow? Mm-hmm. Didn't pay any attention.
Yeah, we walked out into our cars and they're all covered in snow.
Here's a listener who's got a work phone, says he wants to throw it across the parking lot and then pee on it.
I don't blame you. That would suck.
All right, we were talking about, someone said something about GPS. One of the benefits of smartphones is the GPS feature. 27% of people said they are fully reliant on their phones for directions, or as my dad calls them, directions. Like I was saying, I still haven't figured that gimmick out.
I like it. It helps just to know how long it's going to take me to get there.
Yeah.
If people ask, well, when are you going to be here? I can give them an idea.
Every time I sit in someone's car and they've got that gimmick going on their screen where it follows your car, where you're going, I'm just fascinated by that. And someone's got to if someone would help me out, just spend 20 minutes in the car with me and show me how to do this.
Yeah, it's really easy.
I want to be able to follow my car around.
Someone else asked me, wait, can you watch porn if you don't have a cell phone? Yeah, maybe that's another big thing for folks. You're going to panic. I wanted to masturbate. The phone battery's dead.
Oh, that does suck. When you're in the middle of it and then your phone dies on you. Oh, that's a frustrating situation.
I've never had that happen. That's a whole different type of blue balling right there. So 48% of people said losing their phone. Okay, now we're talking about losing the damn thing.
Oh, gosh.
That would be very upsetting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just the finances. Although mine's so old now, I should probably update it one of these days.
That upsets me because I don't have a very difficult lock code.
I don't have one at all.
Yeah, if someone got in my phone, that would be it. I'd be done.
What the hell?
What do you got in there?
I got stuff, Dana.
Jesus Christ. Losing a smartphone these days ranks above losing a credit card, car keys, or even a wedding ring. Well, not to everybody, but to some.
I lost my wedding ring like summer. I don't know, 2 summers ago. I can't keep track of what date is what anymore. But the summer before I started here, I lost my wedding ring, and I would have much preferred losing that than my phone. I was like, well, it's gone.
Well, maybe
That was probably a sign
That
there.
could have been a
Dana.
sign.
Yep.
Well, the fact that we intentionally only spent like $100 on my wedding ring because we both knew that this wasn't going to be something that I would hold on to for. I was surprised I lasted like 3 years with it before I went missing.
Is that why you got the permanent tattoo?
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, would you agree with this, that because of cellular telephones and the damned internet and all that nonsense, our attention spans and our, I guess, just overall patience has been dummied down to next to nothing?
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of spans plenty of people.
I remember, Josh, at one point or another, you said you were watching a video on YouTube, probably of Mr. Big live in Japan or something like that, and it asked you to sit there for 30 seconds and watch an ad, and you flipped out.
Well, I didn't flip out, but I thought, 30 seconds?
30 seconds?
Like, when do we sit through 30-second ads on YouTube anymore?
I finally broke down and got YouTube Red, and it is the best thing that's ever happened
no
to me.
ads?
No ads.
Oh,
You can
wow.
close out of YouTube and do other
Still,
things.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I should pay for that simply because there's times here, where we pull something up on YouTube and I can't play it until the ad's done.
Hey, if you sign up right now, you can get first 3 months for free.
What do they want for that? Couple $100?
$15 a month.
Dang.
That's more than Netflix.
$15 a month? All right, I'm out. We can wait 30 seconds a time. That's crazy.
I even get amazed, too, about how when I was a kid, I had like 2 CDs and like 2 VHS tapes to watch, and I was always perfectly content. And now I need the TV on, my phone out, my laptop on, my Nintendo Switch nearby, maybe a podcast playing in order to feel like I'm stimulated enough. I need all those screens and things going at once.
I'm being asked if Nick has a smartphone yet. Yes, he does. You don't have a flip phone anymore. I bet your phone is actually newer than mine.
I have no idea.
I got mine in 2016.
I don't have any memory of when I got this, so I have no idea.
Yeah, because you've recently had to update when you got your new phone number, right? Like he was like, okay, great, another chick, she's a model, she's calling, I got to change my phone number.
That was a total nightmare.
Half-assed morning show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act, they're a nuisance.
93X.
Did you know that Standard Heating has over 700 years of combined experience in the heating business? Now that's a lot of brain power. Hi, Corey here. As the call center manager at Standard, I'm proud to be able to work for a company that provides top solutions and experiences for our customers. Ashley, tell us more.
Take advantage of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning's HVAC Black Friday specials and save up to $1,500 on a furnace and AC combo or $1,000 on a new boiler. Check out the hottest deals in town all through November at standardheating.com.
Half redneck, half posh. 100% fun. Trey Crowder and Corey Ryan Forrester try and learn fancy culture in putting on airs.
The host of the Medium Popcorn Podcast, Brandon Collins and Justin Brown.
Okay, so Paddington 2 had like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes
As
for
it
years.
should. You guys ruined that?
Justin came in and took it down 2 points because of his rating. That's the time we started getting death threats.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I didn't know. People worship that movie.
Putting on airs. The podcast is on YouTube and wherever you listen.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks Edition.
And there were some stories I didn't get a chance to get to, and this was one of them. Josh, the Japanese wrestlers who put on a match on the damn bullet train.
How do you get a ticket to something like that? That was awesome.
Did we put that video up on our website?
I believe so.
God dang, that looked like fun. The bullet train. Traveling between Tokyo and Nagoya, Japan.
I'd like to go on one of those bullet trains to see. I mean, if you can tell you're going that fast.
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
They say it goes 180 miles per hour, Cubby.
Dang!
That's like Janelle when she's pulling into the parking lot running late.
They organized a wrestling match in the aisle of the train. What are they? What kind of leeway do you have there? About, I don't know, 2 feet?
Yeah, it's tight. Yeah.
And these two guys are suplexing each other. The match ended with a pile driver in the aisle. Did you see this, Wapple?
Yeah, dedication.
I was hoping we were going to get to that. Let's get that video up. I'm sorry, I already forgot whether it's there or not.
If it's not, I'll get it up right
All
now.
right, yeah, get that up there. Folks want to see that. They sold the seats out on this train for this wrestling show in less than 30 minutes. Ah, man.
Waffle, that's one. You've been to a lot of wrestling shows. Would you go to one on a bullet train?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The two old guys, I recognize one of them. One of them's made an appearance or two on AEW, hasn't he, Waffle?
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Minoru Suzuki?
Yes.
I recognized him.
Because of his hairstyle.
Yeah, right. These guys were not kids. They've been in the business for a long time. That's brilliant. That would absolutely be a riot.
It's fun.
All right. But while we were talking with Randy Shaver, we got to talking about Taylor Swift. She's possibly dating an NFL player, and everyone's wetting themselves. Ashley thinks that there's a deeper meaning to all this. And I love this. Her theory is that the NFL set the two of them up, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. The NFL set the two of them up in order to get more young gals interested in watching football.
I don't know if it was the NFL's doing, but
Well, who else would it be?
I guess I don't know.
Oh.
Pfizer.
Could be Pfizer or Moderna, right?
PETA.
Some political party, right? That's brilliant. Now, Taylor Swift fans were mentioned in an article titled, who counts themselves as a fan? Dana and Ashley, right, are into this gal's music?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Big time, right?
Yeah.
Janelle, do you follow?
I like her. I don't sit around and listen to her, but I like her, yeah.
Fair enough.
How long, Dana and Ashley, how long did you guys wait for tickets? And Ashley, didn't you cry at one point?
Yep. It took me like 7.5 hours, and I cried twice or 3 times. It was rough.
That sucks, actually.
What about you, Dana?
I was one of the lucky ones. I just went through without a problem, and then I saw everybody tweeting, and I was like, well, what the hell's the big deal? I just signed up like normal, went online when they were on sale, and got them.
You should be like whatever Wi-Fi company you use. They should use you as an endorsement.
It was right here at work.
Taylor Swift fans were mentioned in an article titled Truly Insufferable Fan Bases That Made Things Unenjoyable.
Yeah.
That cracks me up.
That is funny. It is true, though, when some people are so into something, it just makes it, you can't be a casual fan anymore.
The article says, in general, most things in life are fun until a fan base takes over. You could say that about a television show, a band, a movie, whatever you want. Most things are pretty effing cool until an entire fan base goes nuts and ruins it for everyone else.
Yeah, this would one that comes to my mind would be the YouTube TV show Hot Ones. I watched it ever since the beginning of the show. And there's this guy, he just interviews like rappers and different like people in pop culture, and they eat wings, and the wings get hotter and hotter, and it's like a serum. The hotter the wings are, the more truth that they give out. And now all the new ones, they're with these big name actresses, and they can't give much info out still because everything's under wraps. So the show's just kind of gone down.
Okay.
So
has anyone else seen this program?
Yeah, I'm familiar. I haven't watched it, but I've seen clips. Certainly seen clips.
So how did the fan base ruin the show?
Because they wanted bigger and bigger name people.
Okay.
Rather than these like little known rappers.
Okay.
Or little known like actors and actresses.
So they demanded bigger stars, and the bigger stars aren't going to tell the truth.
Yes. And they just ruined the show, I felt like.
It stopped all the fun for Wapple.
Yeah, I can't watch it anymore.
Wapple thinks they sold out, basically.
Yep.
But they mentioned Taylor Swift fans as, again, being insufferable and made things unenjoyable. But those people, the people who are enthusiastic about Taylor Swift, are by far not the only ones mentioned in the article. They talk about Star Wars fans.
Star Wars fans did kind of ruin Star Wars for me. I loved it growing up. I loved the prequels. I loved the new trilogy, but just the way they acted on social media towards some of the actors and actresses just Just saying such misogynistic and racist stuff towards these actors, like a woman can't be a Jedi, and just saying the most awful, awful things. It just kind of left a sour taste in my mouth, and I kind of stopped following along with the series.
Well, hold on a second. You loved the prequels?
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody say that before.
They're better than they get credit. I mean, I like the first one. I like the third one. The second one was kind of trash.
Yeah, that's too bad that all that happened. And I know you're never going to listen to me, but turn off social media. Stop it with that.
It's not like I saw it firsthand. There'd be articles written about it, and they would say in interviews, I don't want to be associated with Star Wars anymore just because of how awful the fans were to me on social media.
Don't we have a podcast?
Do we?
Yeah, we
Yes.
here, this program.
Yes.
Okay. They mentioned podcast fans have ruined podcasts. Okay, and here's how they explain that. They used to be fun and purposeful. Now, a ton of B-list celebrities and pro athletes have pointless podcasts where they spend half the time just talking about themselves.
It blows my mind how many people have podcasts.
Oh, it's...
Just kind of assume everybody does.
Yeah. One of a girl I knew growing up, she became kind of like an Instagram influencer in the last couple years, and she started a podcast a couple months ago. So I was like, oh, I'll give it a listen. Wonder what she has to talk about. And I was like, oh, nothing. She has nothing to talk about. Okay.
Yeah, it's just incredible how it's just taken off. Okay, so B-list celebrities, athletes, pointless podcasts where they spend half the time talking about themselves. The other criticism of, I guess, how fans of podcasts have ruined podcasts. There are lots of copies of other more legitimate podcasts, only the copies suck. Makes it hard to search for good ones. I don't experiment with any of this. I don't get involved in any of this. But
I'm only loyal to one podcast besides the 93X podcast, of course, and that would be a morbid podcast.
That's very popular.
That was one of the OG crime podcasts, I believe.
I've said this a million times. I don't even like listening to this show. Why would I want to listen to somebody else's? You know what I mean? K-pop. Fans have ruined K-pop.
No, I'm not touching that one.
Speaking of intense fans, those K-pop fans, they are very intense.
Someone here in the article calls them unnecessarily toxic. And I wouldn't know. I guess you have to be on social media to catch these toxic comments. Would that be an accurate statement?
I'd say so, yeah.
Okay. Fan bases that have ruined insufferable fan bases. Rap music is mentioned, and they say specifically the fans who are obsessed with songs about bitches, drugs, and death.
That's a good one. Remember back in
Those are my 3 favorite tattoos that I recently got.
Well, it was so much better back when Tupac and Biggie and all those guys were rapping. Nowadays, it's what are you rapping about?
Well, didn't Tupac and Biggie rap a lot about bitches, drugs, and death?
Yeah, but I felt like that was cooler rap. Now it's just, I don't know. It's just so much auto-tune and, I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
know what you
I wish I...
The style has changed quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I remember the Beastie Boys, and I remember a little bit of Run DMC.
Vanilla Ice, of course.
Vanilla Ice became a
I
thing.
mean, there's even a difference, Wapple. I don't know if you agree, but there's even a difference between Kendrick Lamar and nowadays, the rappers that are super hot nowadays.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For sure.
For sure.
For sure. He'll be playing at the Super Bowl halftime show.
All right, now you guys love true crime stuff, but apparently, according to this article, the insufferable fans of true crime have ruined that experience. The quality of books, podcasts, and documentaries has gone down as people try to churn out content and cash in. Okay, so I see where they're going with that. Everybody's trying to crank out a true crime television show, radio show, podcast, documentary. Sure. Fans seem to think they're all detectives now.
They do.
Yeah.
When there's an ongoing investigation and people on the internet are trying to solve the crime, let the professionals do their jobs.
That's pretty interesting.
Hey, sometimes it's helped though. It helped in the Gabby Petito case.
Did it?
Yep. They a bunch of people online were able to use clues that actually ended up helping the police, which was pretty cool. But I think that's a very rare occasion.
Mm-hmm. This is interesting. These folks who are fans of true crime but not actual, detectives, feel like they're entitled to information from either the family or the police department.
Yeah, they hit up the families with their theories and want to ask questions. Mm-hmm.
After somebody's been killed, I don't need to hear from some complete stranger. I'd look into the.
I've got a theory on that.
Right. They merchandise the crime? You're selling T-shirts and whatnot? That's not right.
No, that's not right.
I solved the crime.
Travel mugs and coffee cups with blood splatter and T-shirts.
Ooh, that's pretty
glamorizing murder? Wow. I guess I had heard of that before. I have.
Yeah, there are families, victims have spoken out that they don't like that there's so many podcasts and stuff being made, monetizing the murder of their child, basically.
I mean, Janelle, you cover some of this stuff. Doesn't that seem ridiculous that someone's out there selling T-shirts?
I mean, yes, I know I'm in the minority because there are a ton of people that love true crime. I don't really understand how that's entertainment.
Okay.
I don't find that entertaining at all. And I always just think if you put yourself in the family shoes, think of what that would feel like.
Yeah. Well, there's no question that I admittedly have started to watch some of these shows. I can never think of the name of it. Evil Lives Here or something like that. I've started to watch that kind of stuff now and again. Mm-hmm. Maybe I wanted to see what all the hubbub was about because I know the rest of these folks here on the program love it. And I can't help but admit that it's truly interesting stuff, but I hope that maybe you think a little better of me because that does cross my mind once in a while. Imagine what the family... Now, in a lot of cases, the family is involved in these documentaries.
I was just going to say, so the only one I really keep up with somewhat regularly is the Dateline podcast, which I think is just the audio of the show. And they always have the family on.
And that makes a difference to me. Mm-hmm. If I'm watching one where it's just police or, maybe the bad guy or the bad person who did, that seems a little too sleazy to me.
I think it depends on the case. This is weird, but I just had a call from one of those shows, I won't say which, that wanted to interview me about something I'd covered, and I said no. And they said, well, the family's involved. And I talked to the family, and the family said, we never wanted to do it, but we were so worried about the tone it was going to take that we felt like we had to do it.
Really?
It's just, I don't know, all of it.
No, I get it.
It's weird.
And like I said, it's got to make a difference that you've seen these crime scenes. Right. Sorry, for lack of a better option there. That has to make a difference in whether you would be drawn to it in a show version,
Yeah, because you talk to these families, Janelle, right? You see the aftermath of what these terrible people do.
Yeah.
Fair enough. No, that makes total sense to me. Yeah, Janelle Klein's in studio here with the program.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
And we were chatting a little bit about an article titled Truly Unsufferable, that's not the word, Truly Insufferable Fan Bases That Made Things Unenjoyable. We covered this, we covered that. I wanted to throw this last one at you because it's so well said. Okay? Insufferable fan bases that made things unenjoyable. The final here for you, weed. Great drug. This is how they say it. Weed. Great drug, intolerable fan base. And the weed thing has become too much. I'm not blaming weed smokers. I don't know who to blame, but it's out of hand at this point. It's everywhere now, and I need it to stop. And more than anything, what drives me nuts is I'm a famous person, and I have a great new kind of weed. No, you don't. You want our money. I'm willing to bet $100 there's absolutely nothing special about Mike Tyson and Ric Flair's stupid weed.
Well, only one way to find out.
But Waffle, have you tried any of those celebrity lines?
No, I haven't. I want to.
I've tried a couple of Wiz Khalifa's strains, and it was good, but it also just reminded me of every other weed.
Right.
Is there one you want to give a shot?
I'd like to try Ric Flair's. That'd be cool.
Ooh.
Well, go ahead. I'll be over here with my brand new Paul Pierce brand of weed or whoever the hell. I'm so tired of that. But here's the deal before we go. According to a recent report, you should know this now, we here in Minnesota are the current national champions of beer drinking.
Oh, hell yeah.
This is going to butthurt our friends in Wisconsin, don't you think, Janelle?
Yeah, I hadn't heard that we had surpassed that.
Between this and Karen Rogers leaving them in the dust, this might be too much for our friends over there in Wisconsin. I don't know what this means, but I'm going to go ahead anyway. A restaurant point-of-sale company, all right, they released some data on the most popular alcohols by state based on actual orders. And Minnesota drinks the most beer. We drink the most beer. Not Wisconsin.
That's got to be the first time that's ever been said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the results say we drink 53% more than the national average. We also show up in gin orders, gin consumption.
Is anyone here a gin fan?
No.
I have been lately, yeah. Gin
What are
and
you-
tonic.
Gin and tonic?
Yep.
We are second just to New York State in the amount of gin that we suck down. I remember in high school, if we were all out of beer and everything else that we could tolerate, someone might have swiped a bottle of gin. Pine needles, right?
Yeah, it's exactly what it tastes like. Is there a drink, aside from gin and tonic, is there like a well-known drink that you put gin in?
Do Moscow Mules have gin?
Martinis? That's gin?
Yeah, you can make a gin martini.
Oh, I did not know that.
Now, Wisconsin, you did show up. Nobody drinks more brandy
Oh, that's definitely true over there.
than in Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah. Blackberry brandy.
Oh, so much blackberry
They
brandy.
love
Gave
it.
me shivers.
But we win in the beer category.
Are they second place? I can't
No.
believe we passed that.
They are not in second place, Janelle. I'll give you the top three for beer consumption.
Okay.
Where is it? I had it here somewhere. And I lost it.
Minnesota, Kansas, Pennsylvania is the top three for beer.
Minnesota, then Kansas, and Pennsylvania?
Yep.
Look at us.
There you go.
Huh.
They like rum more than anybody else in Hawaii.
Yeah.
What is this now? Whiskey, Kansas. Vodka, Delaware.
Oh.
Hard cider, Vermont. Oh, yeah, this is the one that was crazy. I don't even know if I know what hard cider is. Okay, hard seltzer. Ohio was number one, and apparently they just bomb this hard seltzer. They drink hard seltzer at 160% over the U.S. average.
Whoa. Do they got a lot of golf courses there or something? I know that's big golf
It
courses.
is. There you go. I mean, that's just one report.
I'm taking it.
And I'm sure Wisconsin people are texting in right now, completely out of their friggin' minds with rage over the idea that maybe we could drink more beer than they do. But there you go. Well, Janelle, we have to say goodbye.
Yes.
And we appreciate you coming in.
Thank you guys for having me.
And another heads up to our listening audience, we will be taking the rest of the day off. It has nothing to do with any kind of a sickness. Josh was recently sick with COVID. But that's on the up and up, isn't it, Cubby?
Yeah, getting better every day.
It has nothing to do with it. We're not in any trouble. We're taking a happy 3 days off, and we'll be back on Monday morning. We'll tell you all about it when we come back, but it's not a bad thing. It's a good. Well, I mean, anytime you take time off is a good thing, even if one of us has COVID.
So good for me.
But this is all good times. All good times. So thanks again, Janelle.
Thanks, you guys.
Janelle, this is the worst part of our week, having to say goodbye to you.
I do love you guys.
We're going to see you next week, I hope.
Absolutely, we will.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks Edition.
Reader's Digest conducted a survey about every state's favorite sandwich. What's your favorite sandwich? Go ahead.
Spicy Italian.
Anything with hard salami.
Any type of breakfast sandwich.
Boy, I don't know what I like so many of them.
I'm with
I've never been
Wapple.
asked that question.
I love a good breakfast sandwich. That's also a terrific answer.
Yeah.
I'm with Wapple and Smashley. I like, if there's one If I had to have only one sandwich for the rest of my life, it would be hard salami.
Wait, does cheesesteak count as a sandwich?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, then I'll go with the cheesesteak. That's my new thing. I'm into that lately.
Oh, cool. Have you been eating a lot of those?
Yeah.
Where do you get a cheesesteak around here?
Jersey Mike's.
Oh, really? I love a hard salami sandwich. I don't give a rat's ass what type of cheese on there. I'd prefer, what do they call that spicy cheese?
Pepper jack?
Pepper jack. Throw some of that. Put some mustard on there. And other than that, leave everything else out. Get all your other garbage condiments that you idiots eat. Get that out of there. Even, hey, if you're out of mustard, that's fine. I just want to taste the hard salamis. And feel free, 68683, start your message with Nick if you want to be funny about that. Hard salami. So what's your favorite sandwich was the question. And Wisconsin, it's always a problem with them. They picked a brat.
That whole debate.
So now do we need to do this all over again?
No.
I feel like sides have been chosen on that one, like some of the other controversial topics in the world, and people aren't going to change their mind on it.
I guess if I'm choosing between a hot dog sandwich and a brat sandwich, I'd probably choose a brat sandwich. Start with Josh at 68683.
Yeah, Wisconsin said brat. What's your favorite sandwich? Brat. And we don't need to get into the argument. It's just kind of funny they went that route. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. See, someone's trying to change my answer now on my favorite sandwich, and they're doing a pretty good job of sending me in another direction after I just got done shouting and insulting some people when telling you about my favorite hard salami sandwich. A listener's reminded me of Spam sandwiches.
Oh, those are great.
Yum.
The Spam booth at the State Fair gets a visit. It gets a visit from me every time I walk in the sumbitch.
It's the first place we always stop with you.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got to be there the very first time I ever tried one.
I'll put the Spam sandwich up there in a tie with hard salami. A listener says they make brat patties now, so you can have a brat sandwich. Yes, or a brat burger. Yes, I've tried those. They're delicious. So Wisconsin said brat. Minnesotans seem to understand the question a little bit better than the folks in Wisconsin on favorite actual sandwich. And apparently we went with walleye sandwich.
Those are great too.
Mm-hmm. The one at Green Mill is my favorite. It's a little Parmesan walleye Sammy. Oh, that's just good living.
The people are reminding me of peanut butter and jelly. I do have that every day.
Dude.
True.
I guess I don't think of that as like a lunch or dinner thing.
You know, you are an everyday peanut butter and jelly guy.
So I have to go with that then, because I don't want to ever give that up. So I guess that's my answer.
Good call. And there's nothing wrong with that. I eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich damn near every day as well, Josh, but I do it after the show. You like to have it during the show. I wait till the afternoon. But, you know, speaking of peanut butter and jelly, did I tell you guys this yet? For so many years on websites like The Chive and others that I use for work research, looking for funny articles or sometimes college girls in their underwear.
Usually college girls in their underwear.
Usually, 9 times out of 10. I kept hearing about this Crustable. Is that how you say it?
Uncrustable.
Uncrustable, okay? It's a crustless peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
I kept hearing about how it's the most perfect, delicious food on earth. And being a peanut butter and jelly guy, I kept telling myself I got to get around to trying these, but then, like most things, I would forget. I finally got my hands on these Uncrustables. Now, if you don't know what we're talking about, little circular, crustless peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. As far as I know, you keep them in the freezer. When you're ready to eat one, you leave it out for about a half hour, and then it's ready to go. Is it the same system you guys use?
I've never had one, to be honest with you.
I've just seen them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you've...
Like, you see them at, like, school lunches. They give them to kids and
Yep.
stuff.
So I'm the only guy who's had one?
Yeah, I've never had one.
Okay. What?
I just never put it in the freezer.
Okay. Here's the deal. Crack Rocks.
Oh, yeah? Pretty good, huh?
Absolute Crack Rocks. So that's been my daily peanut butter and jelly sandwich now, Josh, is that Crustable, Uncrustable, whatever the hell it's called. Absolute Crack Rocks. What they were saying about them on the internet was accurate.
I know they're huge amongst NBA players for some reason. There's been stories done about that, about how those guys just house those Uncrustables like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, and I bet the average NBA player can go through 20 of them.
Yeah.
They're so good, too. You got to pop them in the toaster for a little bit.
Oh, so you have had them?
Yeah.
Well, where were you 2 minutes ago?
Oh, I'm sorry.
What were you doing?
I thought you were talking. I got confused.
Are you smoking crack rocks?
Are you smoking crack
Obviously.
rocks?
What else would I be doing?
They're very good. Yeah, remember a while back, there was big drama in someone's NBA locker room. I don't remember the team. But there was a big fight over how much peanut butter and how much jelly you put on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah. More peanut butter.
That's the way I go. I skew peanut butter.
Yep.
Okay, right. So you guys remember this conversation. I go half and half.
I don't like too much jelly.
But I believe...
I'm not ready for that jelly.
No, you've never been ready for the jelly. I believe the argument in this NBA locker room was you got to keep it like 70-30 in favor of peanut butter, or the majority of the guys in this locker room would be unhappy.
That sounds right to me. I'm trying to find the original story, but yeah, no, I mean, there's lots of stories how NBA players just love peanut butter and jelly.
Now, Wisconsinites weren't the only one to consider a hot dog-style food item as a sandwich. Rhode Island has something called a hot wiener.
Oh.
I think we can all relate.
They say it's much less processed than a regular hot dog, and the buns are also a tad sweeter. Another odd choice, I guess, depending on who you are. Folks in Arizona picked fry bread tacos, and so then some other doofuses might want to text in and argue whether a taco is a sandwich. I don't know. I don't know.
Love taco. If you consider a taco a sandwich, that's going to make it tough too. Boy, those are good.
I have some more information on the favorite sandwiches from around America. I don't know if it matches up perfectly with the article I was just referencing, but at any rate, see what you think. In Alaska, they like to deep throat a yak burger.
I'd like to try that.
Yeah, I'd give that a shot.
Yeah, it's carcass, isn't it? I'll try it.
I'm good.
Yak, they say the meat is as lean as venison, but delicate and flavorful. Yak burger. You're the foodie around here, Wapple. You ever had yak?
No, I haven't, but I've had buffalo burgers.
Oh, yeah.
So I think
I
this
love
would be,
buffalo burgers.
Buffalo burgers are terrific.
I think this would be less dry than a buffalo burger then.
Yeah, if you want to order something, there's a website I just found called exoticmeatmarket.com.
Your mom's on there.
Oh.
Hey, Wapple, you think buffalo burgers are dry?
A little bit.
Oh, I guess
I always found them to be just as juicy, if not juicier, than a regular burger.
I agree.
Who the hell's making your buffalo burgers?
I can't remember where I got them.
Don't you wring them out first, though? Yeah, you always wring yours out.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's a listener. Ashley was just saying a minute ago, do you put your Uncrustable in the toaster? No. Do I deep fry it? No. I ain't got time for that.
It's so good, though. I mean, I understand, yeah. It
I
does take time,
hate
but
running toast. I wouldn't know how to deep fry anything.
it is delicious.
Oh, you could air fry it.
I don't know how to do
Oh,
that.
yeah, I wonder.
I've got one I don't know how to use.
I don't know how to air fry or any kind of fry. Arkansas, this sounds good. Arkansas, they will eat, and by God, they'll eat a lot of fried bologna sandwiches.
You know, I've had one at the state fair, and I enjoyed that.
Man, I mean, right up there with Spam and hard salami for me is just a good old-fashioned slab of bologna. 2 pieces of bread, that's all I need.
Hot Mom Slayer Jesus said his personal favorite sandwich of all time is definitely a chocolate chip cookie. And then he goes on to say in today's vernacular, LOL.
That's great.
This person likes peanut butter on their hamburger. I've never done that.
I've seen that move pulled out, done it a few times, but I've always been afraid to try it.
California, they like the French dip.
Oh, that ain't bad.
Yum.
French dip.
I kind of burned myself out on those when I was a younger man.
Yeah, got too many of them in a
Burned
row.
myself out.
I've had those. I think I've only had that once. It was okay.
Connecticut, they like a lobster roll, and they're not alone. Okay. I love lobster. I try to get a lobster roll down at a joint in Wayzata called something or another. I can't think of what it's called. Smith something or Mr. Smith. Somebody help me out with that. They serve a great lobster roll. Florida likes the Cuban. Sure, that's delicious. Illinois.
Cubans are good.
The folks in Illinois like Italian beef. We didn't get to the Iowegians. The Iowegians. This reminds me, this is their favorite sandwich. This reminds me of some of the gals that Josh used to date before he met his wife. They call it loose beef.
Oh my gosh. Oh, man.
I was hungry for all this food talk.
Good old Dumbo crotch.
What?
Which I guess is another
take a look
term.
at Dumbo.
Loose beef is another term for a made right, from what I understand. Which is another term for sloppy Joe.
I love sloppy joes. People are reminding me of things I forgot. I mean, there's sandwiches that, like a Reuben.
Oh, I love a good Reuben.
Somebody mentioned a Euro. Does a Euro count? Can we call that a sandwich?
Counts, yeah.
Fry taco does.
I love Euros. Dino's. I love going to Dino's.
Reubens, I've made myself wildly uncomfortable on the amount of...
You've made others uncomfortable, too.
Yeah. I can eat a Reuben and fast. Some other states here. Michigan. I'll give you a hint what Michigan's favorite sandwich is. Mama Cass.
Ham sandwich.
Ham sandwich.
Well, that's boring.
Which is one of my favorite effing bits.
Well, I like ham sandwiches.
What's wrong with a ham sandwich?
I don't know. It's just compared to all the other things we got going on. It's kind of boring.
This guy used to work for Jimmy John's, but I guess he got fired for delivering too many knuckle sandwiches.
Oh, Cajun, no.
Jimi Hendrix. Drugs. What was the other one?
I bet I have it here somewhere.
Janis Joplin. Alcohol. Mama Cass. Ham sandwich. What movie? Austin Powers, or whatever you call it. Was that what they call the movie? Austin Powers?
Yeah, I don't remember if it was the first one or the second one.
What the hell was that movie called? Was it just called Austin?
International Man of Mystery,
Yeah,
Austin
whatever.
Powers.
North Dakota likes a sloppy Joe. South Dakota likes a pheasant salad sandwich.
Oh, get out of here!
Which
They're
I've
so
never,
weird.
I've never had the pleasure of a pheasant salad sandwich.
Like a tuna fish or egg salad? But
Yeah, I mean, if it's like a tuna fish or a damn chicken salad or an egg salad, it can't be that bad. Some texts have come in on food. Quick Trip just came out with a jalapeno corn dog.
Whoa.
Nice.
I could get down with that.
Gosh, they do great things over there.
I really do.
Listener says, I know a guy that just puts ketchup on bread and eats it like a sandwich. Can you do me a favor? Slap that person.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds pretty gross.
And then I'm getting attitude here a little
yeah?
bit. A lot of support.
Good.
But a little bit of attitude on my recent discovering of the Uncrustables. Like I was saying, I had heard, oh my damn, if you haven't had an Uncrustable, you got to get your I've heard about it for years. I finally got my hands on some, and I love them. I am as addicted to them as a crackhead needs crack rocks. I had someone printing Jesus up and tell me that they're so horrible for you. How can they be so horrible? It's a little bit of bread and peanut butter and jelly.
Probably something about the sodium or something dumb like that.
Bread, peanut butter, jelly. Someone tell me.
Yeah, I mean, looking up right now, it doesn't look all that 210 calories.
Sugar,
what ones
probably.
do you get? What kind of jelly do you get, Nick?
I don't care. Why? What are my choices?
Petroleum, and then there's strawberry.
I believe there's strawberry and grape.
Man.
I don't care. Man jelly, you say. Here's a listener that says, give me star-kissed tuna and pickles on toasted bread, and I'm the long orgasm guy after the first bite. I love a tuna fish sandwich. That's good enough for me, dude.
I hate tuna.
Star-kissed tuna and pickles? Great.
Oh, there he goes.
Tuna.
Jimi Hendrix, deceased. Drugs. Janis Joplin, deceased. Alcohol. Mama Cass, deceased. Ham sandwich.
Back to Uncrustables. I have a text message here from Gaming Guy Jesus. He says the Minnesota National Guard lives and operates fully on nicotine, energy drinks, and Uncrustables.
And then there's always got to be one of these people. There's always got to be one of these. Digital crystal Jesus coming after me. You can't say things like You can't say things like ketchup is for kids and then go walking around town with a crustless peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Yes, I can, because peanut butter and jelly taste wonderful. Ketchup is ass. That's how I can say that. Mr. Digital Crystal Jesus.
Fauché Maintenance Jesus just blew my mind. Fauché Maintenance Ninja just blew my mind. An egg salad sandwich is also a chicken salad sandwich if you really think about it. It's just made sooner. Yeah, he's right.
Wow.
Yeah, just prepared a little bit earlier.
I never would have considered that.
Interesting.
Sometimes
mind blown.
It gets deep around here.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
Take advantage of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning's HVAC Black Friday specials and save up to $1,500 on a furnace and AC combo or $1,000 on a new boiler. Check out the hottest deals in town all through November at standardheating.com.